Brian Ross of Blitzkrieg, welcome to 69 Face of Rock. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you.
Excellent. So your new album finally came out in 2024, right? Self-titled. Tell me how you got prepared for this record.
How we
got prepared, like how did you get ready?
It was a kind of a rush, really. We'd been putting songs together for a while, and we actually started writing before COVID broke, and we had to take time out while it, in England you weren't allowed to sort of group together or whatever. We tried sneaking into a rehearsal studio, but we got caught and we weren't allowed to carry on. So we had to take a two-year break while COVID was kind of running riot in England. So it was kind of quite a stressful time writing this album. It was, but we kind of kept it together. We put together all of the songs that we, with all of the different lyrics that I wanted to get in, covering all the subjects that I wanted to cover, and finally delivered it to the record company who were tearing their hair out. They're going, when are we going to get this record? But we're finally.
But it's out. It is a self-titled record. Is there a reason for that?
There is a reason for that. And it's not the one you might think. It's not that we couldn't think of a title for it. We actually did think of a title for it, but we're going to use that on the next album instead. But the reason for that was every band I can think of, pretty much my favourite bands, at one time in their career, have done a self-titled album.
You are correct.
Be it Deep Purple or Led Zeppelin did it several times, basically. Because each one of them, Led Zeppelin 1, Led Zeppelin 2, Led Zeppelin, and so on. So I've been keen to do this for quite some time, and we kind of threw the idea around and said, look, the Beatles had the White Album, Metallica had the Black Album. We'll just have the Blitzkrieg album.
There you go.
I'm done with it. As simple as that.
And it works.
And that was that really.
Is there a specific theme going through this album?
I don't know. I don't know so much about a theme going through it, but no, it's just each song is kind of what it is. I think they're all kind of self-explanatory, but there's no theme like every song is about this kind of thing. There's a couple of conspiracy things going on in there. Like If I Told You, the first verse is about the Kennedy assassination, the second verse is about Roswell, the third verse is about the Zodiac killer. And I didn't want to do a song for each of those subjects, so I just put them all together in one song, and we called it If I Told You. Because every time you sort of come up with stuff like that, who killed Kennedy? If I told you, I'd have to kill you. So that's where the idea came from.
I noticed you thank John Carpenter for his work on Halloween movies and music. How important is someone like John Carpenter to you?
Very important. I mean, the Halloween movies are among my favourite movies. I like the old style of them. It was the same with the Hammer horror movies that Christopher Lee did as Dracula, starting in 1958. He did the first one, and those horror movies I kind of grew up with them, that kind of horror movie. There's a little bit more to it than the usual hack and slash. I know Michael Myers does his fair share of that, but there's something more in there, because in the first movie, if you remember, when he gets shot, Loomis shoots him, and he falls to the ground, and when they look, he's gone. And that is the twist.
Yeah.
That is the twist. And I was hooked. And I love those movies.
In your opinion, what is the greatest horror movie ever made?
For me,
yeah. For you.
Or generally?
Just for you.
For me,
personal
The Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Yeah.
That's.
It is
very popular one.
It's got everything. I mean, it is horrifying with its own horrifying area. It's like the whole movie is about something that you cannot quite put your finger on it. It is scary.
Definitely terrifying. I'm gonna go with Changeling with George C. Scott from 1980.
Okay, yeah.
If you're familiar with that one. Let's talk about the song. So it opens up with "You Won't Take Me Alive," and that one has a very cool Ozzy-like riff, reminiscent of that "Bark at the Moon" intensity. Tell me about that.
Intention.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, if that song had come out now, then we could have said it was a tribute to Ozzy.
Yeah.
Since we've just lost the great man himself. But it was within the band. We all love Ozzy, and we wanted to do something around that area, that kind of feel to it. So that you're absolutely right. You nailed it. You noticed it, but we didn't kind of go out and say it. We just thought we'll leave it there and see if anybody notices. So thank you for that.
My favorite Ozzy record. So there you go. Next song is "The Spider."
Yeah, The Spider. I'm going to use that phrase. I can't tell you what the song's about, because if I did, I'd have to kill you.
There you go.
Just suffice it to say that it's not what you think. It's not about a spider.
It's something pretending to be a spider.
It's something that is represented by the spider.
Let's leave it at that.
We'll leave it.
Dragon's Eye.
Dragon's Eye is a tribute to the late, great Ronnie James Dio.
Look out.
I wrote the lyrics in kind of the style that Ronnie wrote lyrics, and at the end of the song I even sing "There's a rainbow's rising, look there on the horizon." I even put that in there.
Yep.
But also "Beneath the Silver Mountain, the dragon lies sleeping." The Silver Mountain. It's a tribute to Ronnie Dio.
The best.
The best.
If I told you.
Oh well, if I told you. That phrase is used an awful lot, not just in movies, but it's like, "Oh, go on, tell me what this is about." I could tell you, but if I told you, I'd have to kill you. And it's a kind of thing where throughout the years, conspiracy theorists have come up with all sorts of ideas as to who's done what to whom and whatever. And I didn't want to sort of go down that road, but at the same time, I'm fascinated with things like the assassination of Kennedy, the Roswell incident, and also a friend of mine said, "Why don't you write a song about the Zodiac Killer?" Mm-hmm. So I got together as much information as I could about the Zodiac Killer, but I couldn't get to the bit that I wanted to actually name the guy. So, and also, if I named the person or persons that killed Kennedy, I could get myself into a whole load of trouble. Also, the Roswell thing. Everybody knows what happened with Roswell, but nobody can prove it because nobody is admitting to anything. Uh-huh. So I thought, rather than do a separate song for each of these three areas, I would just put them all together in one song, and sort of glue everything together with that phrase. I could tell you, but if I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Vertigo.
Vertigo, it's exactly as it sounds. It's about what is going through someone's mind. Mm-hmm. The guy is standing on top of an apartment building, or anywhere that's high, and he's thinking about throwing himself off. And what the lyric is about is the thoughts that are going through his mind immediately before he actually jumps and while he's in free fall to when he hits the ground. And that is what that is about. It's a horrifying idea, but if it helps to prevent someone doing that by making them think, while I'm going down, while I'm falling, I'm gonna be thinking. If I can save someone's life by putting that idea into their head to make them think, I'm not doing this, then that's it, really. That's what it's about.
Above the law.
Sorry?
Above the law.
Above the law.
Yeah.
It's about. I make no secret of the fact. I love the sort of DC comic thing and Marvel.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. Particularly Batman. Batman has always fascinated me from being a kid. The idea of a vigilante, living outside of the law, but upholding the law at the same time. And that's what that song's about. Not Batman, but a vigilante.
The idea of it.
It's also the final part of the Pull the Trigger story, which I've done the other couple of parts to throughout the years. Pull the Trigger Part 2, and now finally this one. And basically what it is, he decides, he has now decided that in Pull the Trigger, you see, he tries to kill himself, but fails. They take him to the hospital, they revive him, they bring him back to life, and then he decides that he's going to be a hitman, kill for the highest bidder. The song was called Hair Trigger. So he, at the end of the story, the twist is that the people that have bought his services send him out to kill X, whoever that happens to be. You never find out in the story. But at the same time, they tell X that he is on his way to kill him, so that he's ready for him to kill him.
Interesting
And
concept.
at the end of the song, you hear the shot, but you don't know what's happened. And in the final one, in this one, he didn't get killed. He's come back, and he's decided, now I'm not going to kill for money. I'm not going to try and kill myself anymore. I've got this idea is now playing in my head. I know exactly what I want to do, and I'm going to be the guy that brings people to justice, that escape the law. You know, the kind of the people that we all know about them, people that go into court and they're accused of whatever crime. In the song, it mentions that this guy killed a child and was released on a technicality. The vigilante takes him out.
Kind of a Dexter,
Yeah.
if you may.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of, but more along the lines of Batman.
Yeah. I am his voice.
I Am His Voice is something that I'm very, very strong about. What it's actually about is fox hunting. Primarily about fox hunting, but it could actually be applied to any kind of animal cruelty, such as badger baiting. It's mainly, as it is in England, of course. Being English, I kind of wrote the song around that area. But I'm sure that other countries have their own version of it.
Oh, yes.
And the fox doesn't have a voice, so I am his voice. I am basically saying, do not kill the fox. And I'm happy to say that in England, before I wrote that song, there were 130, 140 registered fox hunts in the UK. Now there's only 2. We've managed to get. I've made it. I've raised awareness of this problem. The public have got behind it, and we've managed to get it into Parliament. It's been. We've got them closed down one after another. Unfortunately, it's what we call in England cubbing season now. And what cubbing season is where the huntsmen train the hounds by throwing fox cubs to them, and they tear them apart. I cannot stand by and allow this to happen. So this is why I wrote this song. The fox does not have his own voice, but he doesn't want to die. So I am his voice, and I am saying, do not kill the fox.
Absolutely fantastic. The night he comes.
The night he came home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the tribute to John Carpenter's Halloween series. I love Halloween, the series. It gives something to me that a lot of other horror movies just did not do. I like the mystery of who the character really is. What's he about? Why does he do what he does? And that's what the song is about. It's the night he came home on Halloween.
Then you have an instrumental, an Olympus High.
Yeah, the instrumental basically just sets the scene for the final song, which
Aphrodite's Kiss.
Aphrodite's Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, and basically the story is the warrior is out fighting the war, as they did a lot in those times, in Greek mythology, and he is wounded in battle, and they bring him home so that he can die at home with his wife. And as he breathes his last breath, his wife pleads with Aphrodite to bring him back to life. and Aphrodite, being one of the gods and likes to play with the human race, decides that bringing him back just isn't quite enough, and she made him immortal instead. So he then has to go through the pain of seeing everything that he's ever loved, everybody that he's ever loved, die while he remains alive. It is the worst, but it was just an idea that was brought about by my son, Alan, and he said, "Can you write this story?" And I said, "Yeah, of course I can," and I wrote it, and that's basically what it's about.
Okay, we covered the record, so at this point, who's in the band with you?
My son, Alan Ross, he's one of the two guitar players. Nick Jennison is the other guitar player. Very talented guy. He does podcasts teaching guitar, and he works for a magazine called Guitar, and he does reviews on guitars, amplifiers, and such like that.
Yeah.
Very talented guy. The bass player, he's the newest addition, and he's come in and he's an amazing talent, and it's just unfortunate that his name is what it is, but I can't sort of skirt around it and ice it over. It is what it is. His name is Ben Adcock.
There we go.
And it's a constant source of amusement within the band. And drums, of course, is Matt Graham, and we're hoping to break the curse of Blitzkrieg. If you don't know what that is, the curse of Blitzkrieg is that no two consecutive albums have got the same lineup throughout the entire history of Blitzkrieg. So this album was the last one with the previous bass player. The next one we're going to do with the lineup we have now, and hopefully the album after that, and break the curse forever.
About time, right?
About time.
How do you split your time between Satan and Blitzkrieg? How do you make it happen?
It's not difficult. I mean, we've got the same management company.
Okay.
We have a manager, but Jarvis Leatherby.
Yeah.
He gets the gigs for both Satan and Blitzkrieg. So he just makes sure that there's never any clashes. It's as simple as that.
Is there ever a chance of bringing Blitzkrieg into the United States?
Yeah, we're working on it. As you can imagine, though, it's a very expensive thing to have to do. We're working on it. We're going to try to do it. I'm hoping that we can get Blitzkrieg here, maybe by the back end of next year. But we're working on it.
Yeah. And how are the fans responding to this new album so far?
To this album, I think a lot of people think that it's probably one of the best, if not the best, album we've ever done, and I think that's fair comment, because we've had a ride throughout the years, and we've had some great albums. We've had some albums that are kind of maybe not quite as good as that, but this one I think really probably is the best one we've ever done.
I think I just saw an ad. Aren't you doing like a Blitzkrieg German tour next week or 2 weeks from now?
Yes, when I fly from at the
Talking
end
about
of this
being
tour.
busy.
I fly once I finish this tour. I fly back to Europe, and I meet up with the guys at Blitzkrieg. That we're doing a European tour, and then I meet back up with Satan to do a couple of festivals, and then I get to go home.
Is there a Blitzkrieg mindset versus Satan mindset that you operate?
Well, not in my mind.
Okay.
I don't sort of put one against the other. I try to keep it different. I try to keep it. I mean, at no point would you ever listen to that and think, this sounds like Satan. And there's no way that you would listen to the new Satan album and think that sounds like Blitzkrieg. Because we work very hard, both bands, to make sure that we retain our own identity.
At your age, how long more do you see yourself being able to record, play shows, and be active?
As long as I've got breath in my body. I have no intention of retiring right now. I enjoy what I do too much, and as long as I'm able to do it, I shall carry on.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.